If you needed some work done on something, would you hire illegal immigrants to do the work for less money?
No, actually, I wouldn't. If it was something I couldn't learn to do myself, I would just simply pay more for somebody, support a real, like American and stuff, because there are enough Mexican immigrants who are legal or other Latin American immigrants who are legal who would be able to do it for less. And so I would more support them over someone I know who is illegal.
Yes, I would because you'd pay less money, it costs less, and then profits would be higher.
Yes, I would hire illegal immigrants, even though I know it's not legally right, but their work is actually constructive. Both sides are being constructive. They're getting work, and I'm getting service, and it's only helping them out, even though they're getting paid maybe below what they really should be. And for the illegal side, they're already here. They're going to need work either way, so I figure I might as well give them some work.
No, not if I had a business, because they aren't legal, so that means that when you start to, say, I spent this on labor, when you're doing your taxes, and they find out you've been hiring illegal immigrants, that's a problem, like to avoid conflict.
Should we change the current voting system so only registered citizens can vote?
Yes.
I do think that that'd be a good idea just because they are not really part of the U.S. system, so they shouldn't have the same rights as U.S. citizens. Even though I was born here and everything, and I'm a U.S. citizen by default, I still feel that just because they are illegal, they don't follow the rules, they shouldn't get the benefits of the rules.
I think that if we did change the current voting system so that only registered citizens could vote, it would be more effective. Because right now, as you guys said, all you need is a driver's license to vote, and a lot of the illegal immigrants can get just IDs, and with that they can vote. However, if they're coming over, a lot of them happen to be, stricken with poverty or uneducated. Therefore, they may not know how things work in our country, yet they're voting without a lot of knowledge. Secondly, it's very easy for them to be persuaded, perhaps with food or money, to vote for a certain party, or even perhaps that a U.S. citizen, it's his natural born right that he or she is, it's a right given to them that they can vote, a privilege, and being someone coming over here, not being a natural born United States citizen, allowing to vote, it kind of infracts on the rights that are given to normal American citizens. Well, why is it a special right if someone else can do it that's not a natural citizen? I do think that it should be changed.
Everyone can vote. It does not matter what race you are or if you are a citizen. Everyone can express their opinion if they live here.
Do you think Mexicans should have to be able to speak English in order to vote?
No, I don't think that you should have to be able to speak a certain language to vote. I mean, and it doesn't necessarily mean Mexicans. I mean, a lot of Europeans, Middle Easterns, a lot of Slavic countries that come over and get their citizenship. I mean, not everyone should have to speak English. We can't, as America, can't acculturate people and force them to do what we want to do. They still have to keep their individuality and whatnot. But you should definitely 100% understand what you're voting for, understand what you're reading, so you're not being persuaded or whatnot. I mean, you could have someone say, hey, this line right here means you're voting Democratic, or this line means you're voting Republican, when and if you can't believe that, if you can't prove it, understand it, then it's a problem. So you should be able to at least read important parts on ballots or important statements and whatnot.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
They have to speak English to be able to vote and do many other things as well.
I would think so, because it's United States of America's main language is English.
Right.
So you can speak to your friends in your in Spanish, Italian, but business should be done in English.
Speak English. But you definitely speak English if you really vote, because if you can't speak English, then you can't read English, and if you can't read English, then you don't even know what you're reading, and you have to be able to read Because they will read the film about it, otherwise you just feel about it, you don't even know what about it means, and if you don't know about it means, then you don't know who you're voting for. If you don't know who you're voting for, it's not even worth being there, so of course it is you don't vote. Speak English, yes, you have to be done so.
I believe people that are coming from foreign countries that resided in the United States should be forced to learn the English language if they're going to be voting for the United States, because multiple reasons of if they're really interested and they want to help improve the United States, they're going to learn the English that we're speaking so then they can actually participate. And it'll be hard for them to understand every view of what they're voting for if they don't know the language.
Should Mexicans have to be able to speak English in order to vote?
I think that would be a good idea. It'd be like me going over to Germany, no, not Germany, let's say China, and not knowing shit. I can't speak Chinese. I'm talking to people who don't understand me, and I'm trying to vote to change the way their country functions.
How do you feel illegal immigration, namely Mexican, has affected your community?
They stop by looking for work at my farm.
Well, how does that make you feel?
Well, we turn them down because it makes us nervous.
You wouldn't like Mexican workers helping you guys out if they're illegal immigrants?
Not really.
It really hasn't affected my community. I mean, as of right now, it hasn't really affected me at all.
Not at all. I come from Wanakee. It's 98% Caucasian.
If you were Mexican and your family was dirt poor, would you illegally cross the border to help make money for them, and if so, how?
Yes, I definitely would illegally cross the border because you have to support your family. How I would do it, I would, if there's a fence, the 700-mile fence that they're building, I'd climb it, or I would dig a hole.
What if
with
they
a
shot
shovel.
at you when you were climbing the fence?
You just run.
You just get
Fast, you run fast.
I'd probably set up a fish taco stand right on the side of the border so people going in could actually buy tacos on their way in for a little bit cheaper.
Illegally cross the border?
Yes.
Or legally?
Well, you probably have to do it illegally.
Oh,
if
yeah.
that was your
Oh
only
yeah, I
option.
would. Oh yeah.
Then do you know how you'd make it across? You just find a way?
Whatever kind of barrier I'd have to cross, I guess I'd, jump over it, swim across it, whatever I need to do to get my family some money.
Well, I think that any natural, compassionate human being is going to want a better life for his family and for themselves. And if you can't seek it in your own country, it's almost like reaction or instinct to find someplace better to go to. So I think a lot of them do feel pressure, obligated to go to America, the land of opportunity. Things seem better in America. However, a lot of them
just tend to cross over and keep a low profile, stay undercover, and take jobs that are low profile, labor jobs, and where are sometimes actually taken advantage of in life. They may be getting paid for their jobs, but life is not much better where it was. They're still not being treated the way they should be. However, I think the best way to do it may not be the easiest way, but actually come over, work towards citizenship, get comfortable with the government and whatnot, become a citizen and fight to be a United States resident, and then from there go and do a business, try and get jobs so that you're not always kind of hiding or doing something legal. Just get the legal, and then
pursue your job so that it's all squared away on paper. So.
Yes, I would. I would just walk across. There's no border control, really. It's not like it's that hard.
If I was Mexican, what kind of question is that? I'm not Mexican. I didn't even think about being Mexican. That's a completely different kind of thing. I was like, no, it's not. I can't even answer that question. I don't know what to do to answer that question.
Do you feel a large wall or fence along the border would help stop illegal immigration?
If that wall's the size of Great Wall of China, I think it'll do something, but I don't know. That'd be a lot of money, so.
Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much worthless?
Yeah, kind of.
The wall will do no good. The Mexicans, they come over and they kick my dog every day, and now it needs operation.
It's kind of like putting a big candy bar in a circle of fifth graders and say, "Don't touch this." It's like it's like Pandora's box. I mean, you just want to open it, curiosity. So I think by putting something up is either going to challenge some people to cross it just for the sake that they say, "Hey, I did it." However, it will send a message to someone saying, "Don't come over here. We are building this wall, this fence for a reason. We don't want people crossing over." So in that respect, it will prevent people from crossing over into the country. Yet I still think there's other people that, like in the last question, that want a better life.
Yeah, and just won't completely stop it.
Then they're gonna risk it and go for it. So some people it'll stop, some people it won't stop. But I'd have to say it's better than not having anything at all.
Only if it was electrified.
Well, could they just go over or under it?
Okay, here's the thing. That's why you don't build a fence. You dig a trench, really deep, really deep, really wide trench. Okay, so you can't.
A moat.
Bigger than a moat. This is like a moat on drugs. Okay. So make it big enough because they're not gonna build a bridge over it because there are no bridges in Mexico. I don't think they'd build one half on U.S. soil and half on Mexican soil. So you just have this trench, this really, really big trench, and you fill it with alligators.
So like a moat.
Is it a wall? Yeah, sure. It's have to have a wall. It's at least two walls. Double sided wall with what's it called? With inside in between the walls you gotta have jello. You gotta have jello between the walls because you can have the jello because you can poison jello. If you poison the jello, then the people they'll try to go over the walls. Everybody loves jello, and they'll go over the walls. They see jello, and they're like, oh jello, and they'll slow them down, and they'll be like, oh, I'm not even eating the jello, but it's poison jello. They won't go very far, and they deserve to be poisoned because they're coming across the wall in the first place. And if they come across the wall, then they die. And even if say they're immune to the poison of jello because they're eating the jello, and everybody loves jello, so they're immune to the poison, then they'll just. But they slow them down so much that by the time we'll come over there, by that time, we'll shoot them. We'll shoot them right in the face. And they don't even know what's coming because they're too preoccupied with the jello because there's so much jello. Everybody loves jello. It'll be, what kind of, well, different kinds of jello even. With green jello, blue jello, red jello, all kinds of jello because not everybody likes the same kind of jello and certain people have certain kind of favorite jellos. And yes,